Defense attorneys will begin cross-examining Sean Combs' ex-girlfriend, who already told the jury that Combs ordered her to have sex with a male prostitute the same night he beat her up.
One thing that's been interesting during jury selection, Combs, like all criminal defendants, is required to be in the courtroom. And while he is known with this image of being a hip-hop mogul, kind of this icon who threw those elaborate star-studded white parties, his attire in court is very different.
We're going to turn now to the Sean Diddy Combs trial and more testimony from an ex-girlfriend who's taken the stand again this morning.
He set the tone by immediately as the first witness taking jurors back to 2016. It was March 5th when Flores said he responded to a call from hotel staff of a woman in distress on the 6th floor. While reading Cassie Ventura's bombshell civil lawsuit against Sean Combs, alleging years of drug-fueled male prostitutes, another ex-girlfriend, known by the pseudonym Jane, told the jury she almost fainted. That was just a harrowing resemblance to what I was experiencing. The decision guarantees Combs will face trial beginning just 4 days from now that will test whether one of music's most prolific figures used his power, wealth, and fame to exploit both women and men for decades. Jane testified, "I just reacted like, I can't believe I'm reading my own story." The jury saw a text message she sent to Combs. "I'm crying. I'm so triggered by this because it's too close to some nights I felt forced." Combs texted back, "You trying to set me up? This is crazy." She testified Combs threatened to release tapes of her.
For it to go so fast for a federal trial to finalize a jury, do the strike process, and there was a little contention about that. The defense argued that they struck 7 of 9 black jurors, so there was a bit of a disagreement about that.
The Sean Diddy Combs trial has started, and I told you that I would give you an update when it's pertinent. So a lot of things have happened today, including they have chosen the 12 jurors that will decide Diddy's fate.
How far did Diddy really go to hide his darkest secrets? The explosive courtroom battle unfolding right now has transformed Sean Diddy Combs from music mogul into Hollywood's most controversial figure overnight. Allegations of drug abuse, disturbing intimate rituals, manipulation, and shocking courtroom confrontations have left fans and critics stunned. Yet behind the flashy image and billionaire lifestyle, chilling testimonies reveal a pattern of alleged abuse and twisted fantasies. Is this merely a desperate attempt to smear Diddy's reputation, or do these disturbing claims finally expose a hidden truth? Strap in, because the revelations you're about to hear could change everything.
Sean P. Diddy Combs' family arrived for day 1 of his trafficking trial.
How is your father feeling today?
They walked into the federal courthouse in Manhattan, hand in hand, in a gesture of solidarity.
The courtroom erupted in tension when Jane, Diddy's ex-girlfriend, faced a fierce cross-examination from his defense lawyer. Sparks flew as the lawyer pressed Jane about the expensive designer gifts she had supposedly received from Diddy. Defiant and visibly shaken, Jane delivered a chilling response that left everyone stunned. "How much does my body cost?" Her words hung heavily in the air, suggesting she felt reduced to nothing more than a commodity in their relationship. Emotionally overwhelmed, Jane abruptly requested a break from her testimony, fueling speculation about deeper trauma. When she returned, she apologized to the court, but the damage had already been done. Her raw, unfiltered outburst hinted at profound emotional wounds, leading spectators to wonder what else lay beneath her guarded exterior.
Now, as far as jury selection goes, I think the biggest takeaway for me is that both sides expect to have all of this done in the matter of 3 days. Now, given just how high profile this trial is, I was kind of stunned that they seem very confident that they will be able to seat a jury in that amount of time.
This dramatic exchange wasn't just a clash over designer purses. It revealed a disturbing power dynamic at the heart of Jane and Diddy's relationship. Suddenly, the courtroom buzzed with whispers. Was this a glimpse into how Diddy allegedly controlled his partners behind closed doors? Jane's explosive words didn't merely challenge the defense. They opened a Pandora's box of accusations, leaving everyone to wonder what other dark revelation she was holding back and what she might expose next. Jane's revelations took an even darker turn as she described Diddy's alarming physical decline, allegedly fueled by rampant drug and alcohol abuse. During a lavish trip to Turks and Caicos, Jane claimed she noticed shocking changes in Diddy. His eyes had yellowed, his gums appeared gray, and his hands trembled uncontrollably.
Did he ever make $1 million deposit from anybody in the record business? Puff was friends with Jimmy Hitchman.
Worried, she bravely confronted him about his lifestyle, suggesting rehab or even a detox retreat in Thailand. Diddy's angry, dismissive reply reportedly cut her deeply. "What the? You think I need rehab?" Jane's testimony painted a troubling picture of the music mogul spiraling out of control behind his glamorous public image. But beyond the shocking visuals of his deteriorating health, a disturbing question emerged. Was Diddy's substance abuse merely personal indulgence, or did it fuel darker impulses behind the scenes? As courtroom whispers intensified, speculation swirled around whether drugs and alcohol might have contributed to the twisted scenarios described in later testimony. Jane's candid insights didn't just shock spectators.
The first witness, former Intercontinental Hotel security guard Israel Flores, testified about responding to that now infamous incident, speaking with Combs and his ex-girlfriend, a key witness in this case, Cassie Ventura.
They raised uncomfortable questions about whether Diddy's alleged addictions were the root of something more sinister. The deeper the court probed, the clearer it became that Jane's explosive accusations might only scratch the surface of a much darker truth. Jane's testimony soon plunged the courtroom deeper into scandal as she revealed disturbing details about what she called Diddy's infamous hotel nights. According to Jane, these secretive sessions involved her being forced into explicit situations with other men while Diddy watched, exercising control over every interaction. Shockingly, she claimed that her compliance was ensured through financial manipulation. Diddy allegedly threatened to stop paying her rent if she ever refused. This troubling revelation sparked immediate outrage and raised uncomfortable questions about consent.
She was saying that she wanted to get her phone, her bag, she wanted to leave. But Combs told her, "You're not going to leave." The second witness today was an escort testifying that he participated at a freak-off at the Gramercy Park Hotel.
And coercion behind closed doors. Jane vividly described feeling trapped, obligated to fulfill Diddy's fantasies just to secure her own safety and housing. Each admission painted a chilling portrait of power, control, and vulnerability, suggesting Jane wasn't merely Diddy's partner, but someone deeply manipulated and controlled by fear of financial ruin. The courtroom sat in stunned silence, realizing how Diddy's glamorous public image concealed these alleged dark manipulations. Yet Jane's voice trembled with courage as she revealed these deeply personal experiences, challenging Diddy's carefully constructed persona.
He looks almost like a college professor. His hair has turned gray. He's been in custody at the federal jail in Brooklyn, and he is not wearing clothes that you would expect a recording artist to wear. He's wearing gray pants, a navy blue crew neck sweater with a white collar popping out of the top of it, reflecting the seriousness of these charges that he's facing.
Was this a horrifying glimpse into a hidden pattern of alleged abuse? With every word, it became increasingly clear that hotel nights might be just the tip of an iceberg of shocking accusations. Jane then dropped another bombshell, delving into the unsettling details surrounding Diddy's alleged voyeuristic fantasies. Struggling to comprehend his disturbing demands, she revealed in court how she stumbled upon the term cuckold, a man who derives pleasure from watching his partner engage intimately with others. Jane's chilling testimony suggested that Diddy's desires extended far beyond simple voyeurism, driven by a psychological need for escapism and control.
That was all the people that went to the puffy parties. That was all the people that did all those things thinking that there was never going to be a consequence for what they were doing. Got punked out and pimped out by some greater desire. You shouldn't have a greater desire than being a man.
As Jane described researching this twisted fantasy, the courtroom hung on her every word. She speculated that Diddy might have used these disturbing scenarios to explore hidden insecurities or suppressed curiosities. Her revelation didn't just shock, it forced everyone listening to reconsider the extent of the alleged power dynamics at play. Jane described feeling like an object, merely existing to fulfill the rapper's desires. Her claims painted Diddy not as a dominant, charismatic mogul, but as a man struggling with deep-seated insecurities, hidden behind disturbing fantasies. These explosive revelations dramatically shifted perceptions, sparking whispers about what other secrets might still lie hidden beneath Diddy's carefully crafted image. Jane's testimony wasn't just scandalous. It revealed an uncomfortable truth about the blurred lines between fantasy, power, and alleged abuse in a relationship that many viewed as glamorous. But Jane wasn't the only one making chilling accusations against Diddy. Another witness, Brianna Bana Bongolan, had previously stunned the courtroom with a terrifying claim. Diddy allegedly dangled her over a 17th floor balcony during a drug-fueled incident in 2016. As dramatic as this accusation was, the controversy intensified when Diddy's defense aggressively accused Bana of perjury, claiming she fabricated or exaggerated her testimony to tarnish Diddy's name. The defense team argued that Bana couldn't clearly recall critical details about that night, including what substances she had consumed, suggesting that her memory, and therefore her credibility, was compromised. However, prosecutors countered, arguing that minor inconsistencies didn't negate the traumatic core of her testimony. The back-and-forth battle raised explosive questions. Was Bana genuinely recalling a horrific event, or was she manipulating memories to fuel a narrative against Diddy? Courtroom spectators were left wondering whom to believe as tensions escalated dramatically. Was the rapper's team unfairly attacking a victim, or was Bana's shocking testimony part of a larger effort to mislead the jury? As speculation swirled, one thing was clear: the stakes were rising dramatically. The balcony incident underscored how fiercely Diddy's defense would fight, and hinted at even darker secrets lurking beneath the surface. Facing increasing allegations and damaging testimonies, Diddy's legal team made a desperate effort to stop the trial entirely. In a bold move, they filed for a mistrial, accusing the prosecution of knowingly presenting false and misleading evidence, specifically targeting testimonies from Cassie Ventura and Bana Bongolan regarding the now infamous balcony incident. According to Diddy's lawyers, these accounts were demonstrably false, designed purely to sway the jury against him. However, Judge Arun Subramanian promptly denied this request, dismissing claims of intentional deception. He emphasized that the defense had ample opportunity to cross-examine witnesses and challenge inconsistencies, effectively dismantling any accusations of judicial bias or misconduct. The judge's refusal sent a clear message: the trial would proceed, regardless of defense protests. This dramatic mistrial attempt sparked intense debates about Diddy's strategy. Was this a genuine effort against injustice or a desperate, calculated move to silence damaging testimonies? Public reaction was sharply divided, with some interpreting it as evidence of guilt, while others argued it demonstrated that the defense was merely protecting Diddy from malicious lies. The failed mistrial attempt left Diddy cornered, compelling him to confront explosive accusations directly, with the truth appearing closer and more controversial than ever. As the trial deepened, Jane's haunting testimony echoed Cassie Ventura's earlier accusations, reigniting a dark pattern many hoped wasn't real. Jane emotionally recounted the chilling moment she read Cassie's lawsuit, describing it as like reading my own story. Fighting tears on the stand, she revealed feeling deeply shaken, recognizing a shared trauma that suggested a disturbing cycle of alleged abuse. Jane's admission painted a sinister picture. Cassie's lawsuit was not an isolated incident, but potentially a glimpse into a series of hidden abuses behind Diddy's glamorous facade. Could these women's parallel experiences indicate something far more sinister, perhaps a deliberate, systematic pattern of manipulation? The courtroom was captivated by Jane's raw emotion as she spoke openly about the empathy and heartbreak she felt for Cassie. She described her shock and disbelief upon discovering that someone else had endured similar nightmares, hinting at a troubling possibility that even more victims might still remain silent. Suddenly, Jane's testimony became more than personal. It transformed into a powerful warning, amplifying Cassie's voice and dramatically raising the stakes for Diddy. With every new word, the rapper's public image unraveled further, provoking everyone to question how many others might be quietly suffering, still hidden in the shadows. Just when it seemed the trial couldn't get any darker, explosive allegations surfaced from someone else close to Diddy, his former assistant. The assistant's harrowing testimony detailed claims of forced labor, rampant drug trafficking, and a culture steeped in intimidation and abuse. According to the assistant, working for Diddy wasn't glamorous. It was allegedly a constant state of fear and exploitation, with demands that exceeded professional duties. This shocking account broadened the scope of accusations against Diddy significantly, suggesting that alleged abuses were not confined to intimate relationships, but extended deeply into his professional sphere. Court observers couldn't help but speculate. If even his closest employees were allegedly subjected to such cruelty, how widespread was this alleged toxic culture within his empire? As whispers filled the courtroom, questions grew louder about what Diddy's glamorous lifestyle truly concealed. Were these disturbing claims isolated incidents, or signs of a systemic issue deeply embedded in the rapper's operations. The assistant's testimony not only intensified public scrutiny, but also opened a Pandora's box of speculation about who else might come forward with similar allegations. Suddenly, Diddy's trial became more than just about personal misconduct. It was turning into a damning indictment of his entire legacy and empire. As the accusations against Diddy piled up, one thing became glaringly obvious. Hollywood was disturbingly quiet. Major celebrities who once publicly praised or collaborated with him seemed to vanish from the conversation, opting for silence instead of solidarity or outrage. This lack of response ignited speculation. Was the industry distancing itself in silent disapproval, or was it protecting one of its own behind closed doors? Rumors of secret alliances and backroom damage control meetings began to circulate. Hints suggested that powerful figures in entertainment might be quietly working to protect Diddy, not out of support, but due to concerns over what else could emerge if he were to fall. After all, if Diddy's empire truly operated in the shadows for years, who else might be implicated by association? The silence of Diddy's A-list peers, many of whom built careers alongside him, didn't just seem unusual. It felt calculated. As fans and the public demanded accountability, the lack of support or condemnation from the industry only intensified suspicion. Could this be a sign that Hollywood is protecting more than just a man? Is the Diddy trial exposing a deeper rot beneath the glittering surface of fame? One thing is clear: silence speaks louder than any statement ever could. As the trial unfolds, the image of Sean Diddy Combs as a music icon is being replaced by a far more sinister portrait. Allegations of manipulation, abuse, voyeuristic fantasies, and power-driven control are tearing apart the legacy he spent decades building. From explosive testimonies to eerie industry silence, the questions surrounding Diddy have only grown louder. Is this a reckoning for one man, or a glimpse into a much darker side of the industry itself? The courtroom may deliver a verdict, but the public is already forming its own.